The Pimax Crystal Light is a virtual reality headset that should be perfect for simulation games. This headset offers the highest clarity available in the consumer virtual reality market. It's become very popular in the sim racing and flight sim communities. Pimax very kindly sent me a headset to review. I'm going to give you my honest opinions, and we're going to be testing it out in 3 different games. We're playing BeamNG, Euro Truck, and Automobilista 2. These are very graphically intensive simulation games, but they're also very different games, which should give us a good idea of this headset's overall performance and how realistic the virtual reality feels. So here's a bit of info about the headset. The resolution of the lenses is 2880 by 2880. That means 35 pixels per degree. That's about 10 more than the Oculus Quest 3. Basically, that means it's incredibly high clarity. Now, it supports up to 120 Hz refresh rate, and it weighs 815 grams. Aside from the headset itself, you get all the cables, 2 controllers, which are quite similar to the Oculus Quest controllers, and the headband itself is pretty nice, quite a lot of adjustment here, and I found it quite comfortable. And throughout this video, I'm going to be comparing it to my experience with the Quest 2. And this is my Quest 2. I've used it for a couple of years now. To be honest, the clarity through these lenses isn't that great, but I'm eager to see how it compares to the Pimax. Just for reference, my PC specs are a Ryzen 9 5900X, RTX 4070, and 64GB of RAM. Pimax recommend a GTX 3080 or RTX 4070 and up, and the Intel i5 12400 or above. But these are just the recommended specs. On Pimax's website, you can see minimum requirements. All the games today do require OpenXR to be installed for the virtual reality to fully work. There's a good guide on the Pimax website. I'll link that in the description below. And also, until the 15th of September 2024, I do have a voucher code for $10 off the Pimax Crystal Light. I am an affiliate of Pimax, and you can find that voucher code as well as my affiliate referral link in the description, which will take you to more info about the Crystal Light. Okay, we're starting with BeamNG. I've got the controllers here, and you can do something pretty cool with them. You can actually open the doors with the triggers. That's a really cool feature in BeamNG VR mode. So I'm at normal graphics. I'm getting about 50 to 60 FPS. That's because I'm recording the game with both eyes. That means you can see the full screen of VR. That means it is a little bit lower FPS than the single eye mode, which I'll show you a bit later, but let's get driving. Now, the first thing you notice, compared to the Oculus Quest 2, the definition on the gauges is brilliant. I can read every single number on there perfectly, and I'm only at 75% scaling. Now, BeamNG is very intensive to run in VR mode, but this is quite smooth. There's no glitches on the screen, there's very little stuttering, if any, and the frame rate is smooth enough that I think I could play this for a long period of time without feeling motion sick. And the longer you play, the more your brain tricks you into thinking you're actually driving in real life. The motion is incredible, and the sense of depth is great. Wow. Okay, let's try a car crash in VR. Are we going to hit these barrels here? Oh my goodness. Okay. That's pretty scary. Wow, I'm surrounded by debris and crushed bits of metal. Now, using the external cam does make me feel quite sick, but it does work. I can see all the little bits of detail on the road. It's just the clarity, and the city over there. That looks great. Also, I did notice on the Oculus Quest 2, when I played BeamNG VR, there was a kind of blackness around the edge of the image. There's very little here. There's very little glitches around the edge, and I can look around pretty freely with no real glitches. It's an experimental VR mode in this game, but this headset, wow, what an experience. Okay, now we're in the reuse left eye mode. That means you can only see my VR image through one of the lenses. That does mean I get over 70 FPS here, so we're going to risk driving with traffic. The menus are also very, very clear. I can read every single one of those perfectly. I could not do that on the Oculus Quest. Well, traffic's on, and I'm getting about 60 FPS. This is really surprising. Let's go around him. Here we go. I haven't got that many vehicles spawned in. I think about 7 or 8, but yeah, it's pretty smooth. 60 FPS we're getting right now. BeamNG VR mode gets a thumbs up from me. I can't wait until they develop this a bit more, but look at the amount of traffic I've got here. We are on normal graphics, but This is brilliant. Let's have one final crash. We're going to crash into someone at high speed coming in the other direction. Let's go over this bridge. Oh, this is so much fun. Here we go. Let's crash into this Abishu covert. Here we go. Oh, wow. That was smooth. I like it. Okay, I'm over here now, and we're in Euro Truck Simulator 2. Now, this is also quite an experimental VR mode, but it does seem to be working quite well. I don't even need the mirrors on, because I can see those mirrors perfectly. Now I'm getting about 60 FPS and it's feeling okay. Let's put the wipers on. I would say the clarity is way better than it was on the Oculus Quest 2. But, you know, Euro Truck VR has been out a while, but the developers really need to develop this a bit more. Again, I can really clearly see all of the gauges down there, and the environments look great. Also, the way the rain is coming down on the windscreen looks great. Even though we're getting slightly higher FPS than we were in BeamNG, the frame rate stutters just a little bit. They really need to improve this, but it wasn't that difficult to set up with OpenXR. You just have to make sure you download the VR beta and then put in dash OpenXR. Oh, red signal. I haven't gone over the... What? I just got a red signal offense for not even going over the line. Okay. But yeah, use dash OpenXR in the launch options and it works pretty well. As we're driving along though, it doesn't feel as jittery anymore. It feels all right. I would say the clarity of these lenses is almost as good as having an actual screen in front of you. These are genuinely like a 1440p sort of screen. I mean, I can read the number plate of the car in front. And to be fair, I've been driving around for 5 or 10 minutes now. I don't feel sick. Last time I did Euro Truck VR with the Oculus Quest 2, I felt sick pretty quickly. So this is pretty good. Okay, we're now in Automobilista 2. I'm on medium graphics settings and it's looking phenomenal. We're in a BMW M3 from the 1980s. It's a German touring car, Amarat Nürburgring. So let's go. Whoa, a lot of wheel spin on this thing. Oh my goodness. I can see every individual seat in the stands and the sense of speed. Oh, we're not even going that fast. Wow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. I have to say I've been using this headset for a while now. It's been on my head for quite a while and it's really comfortable. I don't feel any strain. I need to adjust it a little bit more. It's got quite a lot of adjustment up and down, and then the sides go in and out to account for different shaped heads, and if you've got headsets on like I do. Oh wow, it's really smooth. I mean, it's like, yeah, 60 to 70 FPS. Whoa, I'm not a very good driver here. Don't really know this track amazingly. It is a bit weird having the arms in front of me, but I think out of all of the games, Automobilista 2 feels the best in VR. This is not really an experimental mode. You know, the game is out of early access, has been for quite a while, and this... Wow, this VR mode is brilliant. Again, the sense of depth is really good. You can see the edges of the track quite well, so you don't end up falling off the track. Sometimes with the Oculus Quest 2, I didn't know how far away an object was, and this, wow, look at this. I can go right up to the wall, not hit it. Oh, wow! Again, the dials. I can read all of that lettering. I can even see, oh, look, there's like the light controls down there. What else have I got? Wow, look at all this stuff. I can read every number. It's quite hard for it to come across on video, but this, it's so clear. It's so clear. The menus are also pretty good. If we just try and quit, there you go, exit. I can easily navigate through the menus here. Let's do a single race. I'm going to pick a random car. Oh, why don't we do a karting race? Yes. Let's do a karting race at this place, Speedland Kart. Oh, we're in. Oh, look at this. Okay, we in first. Oh, I skipped the start slightly. It doesn't matter. Green flag, off we go. Wow. Oh my. Oh, everyone. Why is everyone on fire? These are rental carts, so they're not that fast. It's so smooth. It's so smooth. Oh, okay. Whoa, that was my fault. Okay, brakes. Just push it in. Oh, avoid the cones. So yeah, this is just a brief overview of what it's like in Automobilista 2. I will definitely be coming back to this game as well as all the other games in this video, do more detailed videos about them in VR. This has definitely taken virtual reality on PC, especially with sim games, to the next level, because the clarity, like I said before, it's just like looking at two side-by-side 1440p screens. It's that good. And you can't actually see the glass. On the Oculus Quest 2, you can kind of see the effect of the glass, how it's like curved and slightly weird. With this, it's just like I'm looking at a screen. Well, let's see if we can race this guy in the black helmet. Oh, this track is quite funny, isn't it? It's outside. I think we could go indoors, but I'm pointing over there because it feels like I'm in real life, but I'm not actually pointing at anything there. But let's come into the pits. Are they here? I think the pits are... Oh, does this track even have pits? Let's pull over here. Wow. That was incredible. Brakes! I haven't got any brakes! Oh dear. So what do I think of the Pimax Crystal Light? Well, the clarity is just incredible. This thing is also really comfortable. So for long sessions, not only have you got that clarity, which means your brain is fooled into thinking you're actually in the real environment, so you don't get as motion sick, but the cushioning on here is really, really nice. It's very, very adjustable. I need to get it perhaps moved around a bit, but look at that adjustment. It's pretty good. One thing to think about is that this actually plugs in to your display port. It's not just USB, but there is a USB connection as well. I think that's good. It really reduces the amount of latency and visual glitches because you're taking the info directly from your graphics card. That is probably the best way to do VR in these high-intensity, graphically intensive games. So while the quality of the Pimax perhaps isn't as good as the Quest 2, the lenses are where the value in the Pimax really is. They are astonishing. And similarly, the controllers perhaps aren't as high quality as the Quest controllers, but they do work, they've got all the buttons you need, and yeah, they're quite precise. As soon as BeamNG and Eurotruck are well optimized in VR, I think the Pimax is gonna really be amazing in those games. But in Automobilista 2, this was sensational. I can't wait to try it out in other games like Microsoft Flight Sim. I'll be doing full gameplay videos of the games we featured today and other games in the future. Let me know what you think about the Pimax Crystal Light in the comments down below. And remember, I am an affiliate of Pimax. You can follow the referral link in the description, and until the 15th of September, you've got that code ADVENTURES for $10 off your order. Thanks for watching, and yeah, VR is back on Simulator Adventures.